Hi everyone, welcome to the session of mathematics. I am Amrita. Today in this video we will be discussing some selected problems from the chapter 4 of class 7, that is repeated multiplication. Okay, let us see the questions. These are the questions that we are going to discuss today. So let us directly go to the first question. What must be added to 2 raised to 10 to get 2 raised to 11? Okay, what must be added to 2 raised to 10 to get 2 raised to 11? So, we wrote the question mathematically. What should be added to 2 raised to 10 to get 2 raised to 11? In the previous question, we studied that twice 2 raised to 10 is 2 raised to 11. Twice, that is 2 times. 2 raised to 11 is, 2 raised to 10 is 2 raised to 11. Twice 2 raised to 10, that is 2 raised to 1 into 2 raised to 10 is 2 raised to 1 plus 10, 11. Okay. So, using this we are going to solve this. So, 2 times 2 raised to 10 means what? 2 raised to 10 is added 2 times. 2 raised to 10 is added 2 times. That is, instead of 2 into 2 raised to 10, we can write what? 2 raised to 10 plus 2 raised to 10 is what? 2 raised to 11. So, we got the answer. What must be added to 2 raised to 10 to get 2 raised to 11? We need to add one more 2 raised to 10. 2 raised to 10 plus 2 raised to 10 will give you 2 raised to 11. Okay, that is our first question. Now, we have the second question, that is, what must be added to 3 raised to 10 to get 3 raised to 11? The same way we will solve this also, but a little bit different. That is, what must be added to 3 raised to 10 to get 3 raised to 11? Okay. So, similar to this method, we have here 3 into 3 raised to 10 is 3 raised to 11. 3 into 3 raised to 10 is 3 raised to 11. Okay, 3 means 3 raised to 1. 3 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 10 is 3 raised to 1 plus 10, that is 11. Okay, so 3 times 3 raised to 10 means what? 3 raised to 10 is added 3 times. Okay, 3 times 3 raised to 10 means 3 raised to 10 plus 3 raised to 10 plus 3 raised to 10 will give you 3 raised to 11. Okay. So, what must be added to 3 raised to 10 to get 3 raised to 11? 3 raised to 10 plus 3 raised to 10. Okay. So, 2 more 3 raised to 10 should be added to 3 raised to 10 to get 3 raised to 11. That is the answer to the second question. Next, we have third question. What powers of 1 by 5 do we get on dividing 5 raised to 6 by 5 raised to 10? We need to find the power of 1 by 5 if we divide 5 raised to 6 by 5 raised to 10. 5 raised to 6 by 5 raised to 10. Okay, here in the general form of division rule, we have a raised to m by a raised to n is equal to 1 by a raised to n minus m, where n is greater than m. That is, here this is m and this is n. Here n is greater than m. N is greater than m. 10 is greater than 6. So, we have to apply the second division rule, that is a raised to m by a raised to n is what? 1 by a means 5. 5 raised to n minus m, that is 10 minus 6. Okay. So, we have to solve this. So, 5 raised to 6 by 5 raised to 10 is 1 by 5 raised to 10 minus 6, and it is same as 1 by 5 raised to 4. Okay. Since all the powers of 1 is 1 itself. If you want, you can write here, it is 1 raised to 4 is 1 itself. Okay, 1 raised to 4 by 5 raised to 4, which is equal to 1 by 5 whole raised to 4. So, what is the power of 1 by 5? If we divide 5 raised to 6 by 5 raised to 10, it is 4. The power of 1 by 5 is 4. That is the answer for the third question. Now, let us move on to the fourth one, our last question. That is, by what natural number should 0.25 whole raised to 6 be multiplied to get 0.25 whole raised to 4? So, by which number 0.25 should be 0.25 whole raised to 6 should be multiplied to get 0.25 whole raised to 4? That is our question, last question. Okay. So, 0.25 into what will give you 0.25 whole raised to 4. So, see, for all the numbers that we don't know, we will represent it using x. So, let us represent this as x. Okay. 0.25 whole raised to 6 into x will give you 0.25 whole raised to 4. Okay. Now, here x is equal to, how can we find x? Let 0.25 whole raised to 4 be there itself, and we are keeping x here, and we are taking 0.25 whole raised to 6 to the other side. So, it will be divided by, multiplication will become division, 0.25 whole raised to 6. Again, see here, using the second division rule, we have here m and n is greater than m. So, we will use the second division rule, that is 1 by a raised to n minus m. So, this is equal to 1 by 0.25 whole raised to 2. Okay. So, this is what we are getting after solving this. But in question it is asked what is the natural number we get. So, we need to convert this into a natural number. Okay. So, we have 1 by 0.25 whole raised to 2. Okay. So, just convert this 0.25, this decimal into fraction. So, it will be 25 by 100. So, 1 by 25 by 100 whole raised to 2. And write this in the simplest form. 25 by 100 is what? 1 by 4. 1 by 4. So, our answer will become 1 by 4 square. We are not putting the square for 1 because 1 square is 1 only. So, which is equal to 1 by 4 square is same as 1 into. We will take the reciprocal of 1 by 4 square. So, it will be 4 square by 1, which is equal to 16. So, the natural number that should be multiplied with 0.25 whole raised to 6 to get 0.25 whole raised to 4 is 16. Okay. So, this is our last question. Now, we have one more topic to discuss, that is factors. Factors. How to find all the factors of a natural number. So, this is the last topic we are going to discuss in this video. So, let us see. So, first of all, let us find the factors of 240. Okay. So, to find the factors of a number, first we need to write this number as the product of powers of prime numbers. Product of powers of prime numbers means we have to prime factorize this 240. Okay. So, after prime factorizing, you will get 2 raised to 4 into 3 into 5. You will get this as 2 raised to 4 into 3 into 5. Okay. So, the first method is the number having more power. Here 2 is the number having more power, that is 2 raised to 4 is there. So write all the powers of 2 till 2 raised to 4 horizontally, that is 2 raised to 0, starting from 2 raised to 0. Okay, 2 raised to 0 is 1, so we will write 1. Then 2 raised to 1 is 2, then 2 square, 2 cube and 2 raised to 4. Till 2 raised to 4 we will write. Next, write this 3 below this one. 3 and 5. Okay. Now, just multiply this 3 with all the powers of 2. That is 3 into 2 raised to 1, 3 into 2 raised to 2, 3 into 2 raised to 3, 3 into 2 raised to 4. And multiply 5 with all the powers of 2. That is 5 into 2 raised to 1, 5 into 2 raised to 2, 5 into 2 raised to 3, 5 into 2 raised to 4. Okay. Now one more combination is there. See, we have to write all the combinations. That means 3 into 2, 3 and 2 are the factors of 6. That means 3 into 2 is also a factor of 6, isn't it? So the factors of 12, 2 and 3 are again factors of 12. 2 into 3, 6 also will be factors of 12. That's why we are multiplying all these numbers. Okay. So if 2 is a factor and 3 is a factor, 3 into 2 will be a factor. And 2 square is a factor means 3 into 2 square also will be a factor. Now 3 and 5 are the factors means 3 into 5 also will be a factor of 240. Okay. So we have to write 3 into 5 also, and 3 into 5 we should multiply with all the powers of 2. So 3 into 5 into 2 raised to 1, 3 into 5 into 2 raised to 2, 3 into 5 into 2 raised to 3, 3 into 5 into 2 raised to 4. Okay. Now in order to check your answer, that means the total number of factors that we got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 into 4, 20. Okay, 20 factors we got. Now, in order to check whether only 20 factors are there for 240, what is the method? How to find the total number of factors? Just look at the powers of all these prime numbers. Here we are having 4. So, just add 1 to each power. 4 plus 1 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Multiply them. So 5 into 2, 10, 10 into 2, 20. So this is the total factors of 240. We have 20 factors for 240 and we listed all the factors here. Okay, so our answer is correct. We have only 20 factors. 240 has only 20 factors. Now what if we take another number containing 4 different prime numbers for that? Let's take 2 raised to 4 into 3 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1 into 7 raised to 1. Okay, then it will be 1680. Let's take the number 1680. 1680. Now when we prime factorize, we get it like this: 2 raised to 4 into 3 raised to 1 into 5 raised to 1 into 7 raised to 1. Okay, so just as the similar problem, we will write all the powers of 2 horizontally. 1, 2, 2 square, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4. Then 3 we will write here, 5 we will write, 7 we will write. Then what? All the combinations of these numbers, that is 3 into 5, 3 into 7. And at last we will write 3 into 5 into 7. And we have to multiply all these left hand side numbers with the powers of 2. Okay. So 3 into 2, 3 into 2 square, 3 into 2 cube, 3 into 2 raised to 4. Then 5 into 2. 5 into 2 square, 5 into 2 cube, 5 into 2 raised to 4. Then 7 into 2, 7 into 2 square, 7 into 2 cube, 7 into 2 raised to 4. Then 3 into 5 into 2, 3 into 5 into 2 square, 3 into 5 into 2 cube, 3 into 5 into 2 raised to 4. Then 3 into 7. So 3 into 7. So 3 into 7 into 2, 3 into 7 into 2 square, 3 into 7 into 2 cube, 3 into 7 into 2 raised to 4. And at last 3 into 5 into 7, 3 into 5 into 7 into 2, 3 into 5 into 7 into 2 square, 3 into 5 into 7 into 2 cube, 3 into 5 into 7 into 2 raised to 4. These are the factors of 1680, 1680. Okay, this is how we find the factors, all the factors of a certain number. Okay, so these are the things we have discussed. We discussed 4 questions from the textbook and we studied how to find all the factors of a given natural number by using prime factorization. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.